How you doing? I'm Darren with Kickin BBQ. If this is your first time to the channel, then welcome. If you've been here before, then welcome back. Today we are cooking up some pork belly burnt ends. This is one of my favorite things to cook up for game day. They're sweet, they're fatty, they're juicy, they're delicious, and they're gonna be smoky because we're cooking them on the Ole Hickory CTO. So let's bring you in and show you how we're gonna prep up these pork belly burnt ends. All right, so to prep up our pork belly burnt ends, a lot of people just cube these up and then season it all. What I like to do is I like to cut them into strips first, and I'm just going to do that by cutting them into the even strips. All right, so once I have them into strips, I'm actually gonna season the strips just like this for the first part of the cook and just cook them like this, and then at the end I'll cube them up. Just because this is how I prefer to do it. This is a little trick that my buddy Dan from Tailgaters Barbecue down in Texas taught me, and this is what he does. And honestly, it's good results. You don't have to worry about little pieces falling over on your cooker or anything like that. So I'm just gonna get these strips seasoned up and then we'll get them on the smoker. And the first rub we're using is the base rub of Tailgaters Barbecue Party Rub. Surprise, surprise. You know it is my go-to base layer on everything, especially pork. Followed by my Kickin BBQ Honey Chipotle. I'll have links to everything I'm using down below, along with any discount codes that are applicable. All right, now that we have these all seasoned up, I'm just gonna pick up any excess on the board with the ends here. All right, and so to cook these, I'm gonna put these on a wire rack just for ease of transportation and moving around for even cooking if we have to move them around at all. So there we go. These are ready to go out on the Ole Hickory CTO. We're running at 275 degrees right now. We've got a couple splits of cherry wood on there just because cherry wood and pork go together so well. Subtle smoke, great color, great flavor. So let's get these out on the Ole Hickory CTO right now. All right, you can see we have the cherry chunks from Smoky Woods and the mighty Ole Hickory CTO chugging along, some good cherry smoke coming out of there. Guys, I love this cooker. Very similar setup to what we had going for the pork belly lollipops. Let's get these pork belly burnt ends on the cooker right now. So you can see we have the pork belly burnt ends on the cooker. It's important to note whether you're doing these in strips or whether you're doing them in cubes, you wanna have adequate airflow in between each item. So I'm gonna get these shut down. We're gonna run at 275 for at least an hour and a half before we come out and check them, because I know they're not gonna be done in that amount of time. So we'll see you in an hour and a half and see how these are looking. All right, so it has been an hour and a half. We're gonna check the temperature on these pork belly burnt ends. You can see these have some beautiful color right now. Let's just see where we're at here. Sitting at about 167 degrees. I would like them to get a little bit more smoke in there. So I'm probably gonna let them go another 30 minutes and then we'll pull them off and I'll show you the next step in the process. We will see you then. All right, so it has been another 30 minutes. We're gonna check temperature here. We are sitting at about 181 degrees, and so that is perfect. That is exactly where I want these to be. Hopefully you guys can see that. So they are looking really, really good. Let you see the color here. Really, really nice. So I'm gonna get these off and then I will meet you in the house and we're gonna get these nice and tender. They won't take long now, probably another 30, 45 minutes. We'll see you in the house. All right, so here is our pork belly looking real nice. We have wonderful color on there. And all I'm gonna do is just get these on the board right here. And then we're just gonna cube them up. Check that out, so nice and juicy. That fat is rendering wonderfully. That looks amazing. I'm gonna get the rest of these cubed up. Check that out, so juicy. Next, we're just gonna get all of these in a pan. And I'm gonna throw in half a stick of butter. I'm gonna be using the Suckle Busters Honey Barbecue Glaze and Finishing Sauce. And the reason I'm using this and nothing else is because this has the sugar, this has everything that we're looking for in this, and it is going to be amazing. Next, I'm gonna come in with some hot honey. I just got this from Costco. Think it's gonna add a little bit of sweetness and a little bit of heat to offset all of the sweet. And there we go. That is looking wonderful. I'm gonna get this wrapped up and get it back out on the smoker, and I'll bring you back in 30 minutes when it's time to check for tenderness. But for you, that's gonna look like right now. All right, so it's been about 45 minutes to an hour since we've had these wrapped up. We're gonna go ahead and check for tenderness. That's the biggest thing when cooking these, is you wanna get them nice and tender. And hopefully you can see how they're looking right there. And yeah, I mean, not sticking to it. Probe's going in like butter. We're sitting at about 203 degrees there. That is really, really nice. So all we're gonna do to finish these up is I'm gonna go ahead and get that top layer of foil off, because we do not need that anymore. And then we're just gonna rotate these around in this pan sauce right here. All right, so now that we have that top layer of foil off, you can either drain the juice out of here, or you can put these in a new pan. I'm just gonna use a new pan because I have one handy. And then all we're gonna do is come in with some more of our Sucklebuster's honey barbecue glaze and finishing sauce, and just pour the sauce all over these to get a nice layer of sauce on them. Now that we have them all covered in sauce, we're gonna go ahead and let these set for about 15 minutes. We'll bring them off, we'll try them out. I can't wait, see you in a little bit. All right, so here are the pork belly burnt ends. I let them tack up for about 15 minutes once we sauced them. You can see we have some wonderful color right here. Can't wait to try them. Let's jump out, let's do the taste test. All right, so here we go, just a little over 4 hours on these. And I know you might be wondering why I like to cook them in strips and then cube them. And it's because it allows you to taste some of the pork and not just the seasoning and the sauce and everything else by not having seasoning on all the sides. It's just my personal preference. I really like pork and I really like the flavor of it. So that's why I opt for this. If you want to cube them up ahead of time, it's pretty much the same process. Cook to color, cook to tenderness, sauce them up, and then enjoy. So we're gonna try this right now and see how it is. That is absolutely fantastic. Wonderful smoke flavor from the Ole Hickory CTO. The Tailgater's Barbecue Party Rub paired with my honey chipotle. Top notch. Sauced with the Sucklebuster's honey barbecue glaze and finishing sauce with the little hot honey that adds just a little bit more sweetness. And it also adds a little bit of a kick. I really enjoy that. These are lights out. I highly recommend giving them a try. Guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, be sure to like, subscribe, ring that bell, stay safe, and we will see you next time.